Welcome to the Huskers podcast.
What's up, everybody? It is April 23rd. It's the week of the spring game, or whatever we're calling it, the spring-ish game, the springy game.
Spring something.
Yeah, we got some spring game preview stuff that we wanted to run through. Huskers are here. I'm David. Andrew is here. Andrew, how are we feeling tonight on April 23rd on a Wednesday evening?
Man, so I work night shifts, and I just got off a nice string of those. And when I woke up, I like to kind of get caught up on the rest of the world. There's a lot going on in the world of college football in the last week. I mean, a lot. I start with what day of the week is it, and then I just jump in and it's like a roller coaster of a week.
We got some juice. We got juice on Tennessee quarterback drama. We got some juice across Colorado retiring to the jerseys of every player. We got spring game talk. We got transfer talk. A lot of good stuff. So before we get started, a quick word from our sponsors, pipeline-jerky.com. We've made an NIL jerky business directly supporting the Huskers offensive line. Check out pipeline-jerky.com. We did some cool events. We've got more cool events coming up where the offensive line are showing up to restaurants across Nebraska in partnership with Omaha Steaks. Every bag pays a royalty back to the pipeline as we rebuild the pipeline itself. And then also check out huskguysstore.com, huskguysstore.com, where we've got Nebraska offseason title merch. This is the year merch. Lots of good Huskers themes stuff. So check out huskguysstore.com. Support the boys. And with that, we want to jump in. So I wanted to just talk through Nico. So Nico, Iamaleava is what they're now calling him. I don't even know how to pronounce it actually officially. So I feel like it's been a little bit of a slower offseason in the sense, we can come back on the Nebraska side where like we didn't have a new coach for the first time. We didn't have a new coach. No. We didn't have Dylan Raiola drama, which has been nice.
Some new coaches.
Well, yeah, but not new head coach, which caused complete
nice
system breakdown.
So
I feel like there's been a little bit of slowness in it. We don't have a spring game coming up or like a real spring game, so there hasn't been kind of the juice behind that. So this Nico story sort of like completely drew me in. I love quarterback drama. I love like big name drama, and I followed this story like ridiculously closely. And I think it actually has a ton of relevance to us at Nebraska because of Raiola. So for those who are not paying attention, this was like the juiciest story, I think, of the offseason. Nico Iamaleava is the starting quarterback in Tennessee. Was that close? Did I nail it?
So good.
I'm
leaving Tennessee.
I am leaving. He led Tennessee to the college football playoff for the first time. He's in his second season, but if you remember back to 2 or 3 years ago, coming out of high school, he signed an absolutely ludicrous $8 million NIL deal. This was 2-3 years ago. This was back before NIL was really even a big thing. And I wrote in our notes like O'Shawn Mathis. I remember when O'Shawn Mathis came to Nebraska, I think the rumor he was getting paid around $200,000 in that first year, and it blew everyone's mind. Yeah. And flash forward today into the Nico deal, he got $8 million over a 4-year time frame. All you had to do is play college football. He's going to make $8 million. People lost their minds. It's crazy, unbelievable, unprecedented, absolutely massive deal. So he redshirts 1 year and makes $2 million, doesn't set foot on the field. Plays his second season. He plays okay. He was good. Takes him to the playoff. He's good. He's the number one overall quarterback recruit. I thought he was okay most of the season. He didn't play very well in the playoff. Flash forward to last Thursday, and all of a sudden on Thursday afternoon, the Twitter sphere starts to kind of pick up some rumblings. And who is it? Was it Thamos or who? Somebody came out and who was it? Nakos. No, Nakos. On three picks it up and he's like, hey, there's some rumblings over in Tennessee. I'm hearing from sources close that Nico wants more money. And that just like takes off across the stratosphere because he's making $2 million. It comes out he's actually making $2.4 million. So it turns out he was upset that Carson Beck down in Miami got $4 million. And Bryce Underwood up in Michigan also sounds like he got close to $4 million. And it sounds like the Duke quarterback also is close to $4 million. Yeah. So on 2 days before the Tennessee spring game, Nico and his dad, who sounds like a complete helmet, goes to Tennessee goes to Heupel and the NIL collective and says, I want $4 million, right? This guy's making $2.5 million a year. Mind you, it's April 23rd. It's 2 days before the spring game. And all this kid really has to do is show up for 10 more months, make another $2 million, go to the NFL draft, get drafted top 10. But he wants that extra $1 million, right? He wants that extra $1 million or $1.5 million, what he's earned. Tennessee, to their credit, says no.
Yeah, we're done.
No, you got you have $2.4 million to play quarterback here. That's all we got. We got to pay some other players. And they're calling each other's bluff. So this happens on Thursday afternoon, and from all the rumors that I read, like it's mostly driven by the dad. And Nico's out. He had dinner with his buddies and the quarterbacks on Thursday night. He had no idea any of this was happening. Friday morning, wakes up and the dad's like, "You're not going to practice." So he doesn't go to practice, right? And now we're at a standstill. Doesn't go to practice. They're at a complete standstill, and they go from like I'm starting in the spring game to complete contract negotiation. Tennessee holds their ground. Nico walks. Surely he'll make $4 million somewhere else. Enters the transfer portal. Doesn't play in the spring game. Complete breakup. Unbelievable, really. From you're potentially going back, you're in a strong position to go back to the playoff to your starting quarterback just walking off the field.
Yeah.
And so that happens. Flash forward to a few days later, and no one wants the kid. I think he goes from being kind of like the top number 1 overall pick to like there was no transfer portal interest for him. Tulane.
Well, yeah, I mean, his lack of leverage definitely stood out, right? Like
lack of leverage.
Everyone's taken their quarterbacks already pretty much this cycle. You can't really transfer within the SEC during the spring window.
Correct.
So that was out.
Correct.
So he's stuck. He's like, okay, Dad, what are we doing? What's the plan here?
I had $2.4 million. Now I have $0. And so all of a sudden, literally, like it starts going around that Tulane is interested in him. You're like, Tulane, what are you doing? So his choices are Tulane, North Carolina with Belichick, and UCLA. And Belichick quickly is like, no, not interested. Tulane comes in and they're like, we don't have $4 million. I don't even know why we're on this graphic, right? And so now he's back down to UCLA.
They're like the Signal group chat.
They're like,
whoa, I wasn't supposed to get this.
Time.
Take me off. Take me off your
list.
curve.
Do you think we have $4 million? You out of your mind? So flash forward to the present day, he goes to, he commits to UCLA on the first day of the transfer portal day, and word spreads pretty quickly. He's making somewhere between $1.5 and $1.7 million for them. So $1 million less in the contract itself. Put in California state income taxes on top of there's no state income taxes in Tennessee. That's $250,000 in income tax. He basically took $1 million pay cut, a 42% pay cut for this whole move that his dad pulled. Sweet. I mean, what a move.
Wow.
What are you doing?
Yeah. The whole F around and find out all those memes that I've seen and stuff.
What are you doing?
It couldn't be more true. What's really crazy is actually a lot of this goes back to all the way I was reading to December, like right after they get knocked out. They get murdered in the playoff, right?
Before the playoff.
Yeah.
He threatened to not play in the playoff.
Oh my God. I mean, you cannot, like, this is negotiating 101. You have to come from a position of leverage. Yeah. You cannot be a freshman that hasn't won a playoff game and then subsequently gets murdered, throws, a couple picks in the game and stuff, or had a couple turnovers. Like, he didn't play terrifically well for them to say, man, we are hitching our wagon to you, whatever it takes. He started demanding that back in December. And then Heupel apparently had to smooth things over, which is not what a head coach wants to be spending their time doing, right? Like, he's like, I've got an 18-year-old that wants $1 million more dollars.
A raise.
I'm just trying to put the best team on the field. I'm a college coach. It's unbelievable that this saga played out this way.
Unreal. But I think the sense of relief I had in it, and partially why I was so focused on it, was the connection to Dylan Raiola, in the sense that, I mean, he roughly, rumor has it, he's somewhere in like the $2 million range, maybe, is where 1.5 to 2 million is somewhere like where he's valued at, right?
Sure.
And I've been I was kind of freaking out because I was like, man, if Nico gets $4 million, and then you've got Carson Beck with $4 million, the market for quarterbacks is basically doubling every year. Right. It went from $1 million to $2 to $4. So the fact that it leveled out to me, and like it kind of came back down to like 2 is relieving a little bit. So I'm like, this, whatever he landed at is going to be the market for Dillon next year. And we just got to enjoy this year and, you know, play it out as we can and deal with it next year. But like next year, I was like, God, if Dillon wants 4 or 5 or 6 or 7, like where does this thing end? Like, is it 9? Is it 10? You know, so I think the fact that everybody balked at 4 and came back down to like 2 to 3 is encouraging to me. Cause I'm like, oh, I think we can do that in our world. So that was like, I was like, okay, that's at least something encouraging for us all the way back to the Dillon world.
So it does. It's really interesting. There's another case that is kind of unrelated, but is very interesting, and it happened at Wisconsin. I can't remember this linebacker's last name. I think it was Lucas is his last name. Anyway, he's like a 4-star linebacker at Wisconsin, and Miami started tampering and wanted him to transfer to Miami. But Wisconsin came back at him, and they said, "Listen, you signed an NIL deal that was a 2-year payout, so we are not going to allow you." Literally, Wisconsin said, "We're not allowing you to put your name in the transfer portal." And then this led to a whole spat between Wisconsin and Miami and everything. But to Wisconsin's credit, that I think is the direction this has to end up going to avoid this utter garbage in the future. It's like, it's so not just football related. It's the amateurism and all of that is gone. I get it. But like, these are insane storylines that we are getting. And for Wisconsin to go ahead and say, like, listen, you signed the deal. These are the things that have to happen in the future. Like, if you want to prevent the one and done, the NCAA is useless. They are worthless. They are just like, they're like a WWF referee, just floundering around out there. Like, oh no, stop. No one's listening to them. You have to make the money only paid out over a certain amount of time. And if you leave, what should happen is exactly what's happening to Nico's brother right now.
Oh my God.
Iamaleava. So that is where this has to go. So now so Madden, Iamaleava, which is an amazing name. I mean,
he's leaving. I'm leaving too.
Iamaleava for UCLA. He's following his brother.
To be his backup.
The story behind him is that he spurned UCLA like a few months ago, and so like,
wasn't it? No, he played it. Didn't he play a season or no? Wasn't it last year?
I can't remember. I mean, regardless,
I thought
a year-long time frame. He ended up decommitting from UCLA, goes to Arkansas, and now he's there, and now he is transferring as well. The point is that now Arkansas is clapping back at the Iamaleava wherever we go family, and they are saying we are demanding what we were going to pay. Like, they basically want a buyout.
Yeah, they already paid him. They paid him. Give us your money. They said, give us our money back.
Exactly. So they're basically like prorating his NIL deal and saying, like, you're leaving early, you're breaching the deal that we set up. But these are the types of like legal things that need to happen. Is that he needs to be like, if that's written in your contract and we've got lawyers doing lawyer things, I feel like that might be the only way to prevent things like this. That, or you just don't give them the money in the first place and they get it upon graduation, or
pay as perform. They have to professionalize it. I think they're getting close. We've got general managers coming in everywhere that are like, and they're coming from the NFL. I think they're going to have legal contracts in place. They're going to have stuff in place. You can't just pick up and leave in April. Like, you got to finish your classes. It's like the semester's not even over. You can't just leave. Like, what's his face from Mackay already transferred twice.
Yeah.
You can't just transfer every 90 days. That's not how school works. Like, there's got to be some semblance of like.
Well, I think that like that's exactly it. Is you have to end up having some sort of contractual obligation, and the only way to end up really getting that is you have to have these next house settlements that are all kind of in place, or the ball's rolling at least. They have to basically set these players up as like, if you are going to this school, there is a contractual obligation. Like, I think you probably have to make them employees. I mean,
well, I think I'm sure like there's
basically what it's going down to anyways.
I'm sure there's a lot of stuff that's happening.
It used to be illegal to pay a player to say, "Hey, we're paying you for your name, image, and likeness," without them earning or doing anything. But now it's just, here's the deal on the table. So if you're going to say, here's the deal on the table, then there's got to be a contractual obligation on the player's end. Otherwise, they're just saying, thanks for the money. I'm going to go shop around elsewhere.
I would guess once this house settlement comes through in July, that will professionalize it. It will become, I mean, these players probably I feel like they got to enjoy the wild, wild west while it exists. Cause once you start getting paid, you can get cut, you get fired, right? Sure. they're not gonna like that. Right now they can do whatever they want. It's just I'm just gonna leave. I'm out. I'm leaving. I'm gonna leave in April. I'm gonna leave in January. I'm gonna leave in February. It doesn't matter. Quit leave. But wait until you get fired. Yeah, they have unlimited leverage, and they'll still have quite a bit of leverage. But I think you need 2-year contracts, 3-year contracts, something.
Everybody agrees they should get paid. It's just it's the way that it's happening right now. It's being funded by the wrong people. The other story that came up that is absolutely wild is the Jaden Rashada saga.
He was back doing something. Where's he at now?
So now he's transferring for the 3rd time.
To where?
4-star quarterback. He's like a top 80 recruit. He went. He was committed to Miami. Then Florida offered more money, up to $13.8 million. After that, he realized that Florida wasn't going to be able to. They basically reneged on.
They offered $7 million or something crazy, right?
Well, then he transferred to Arizona State. Then he transferred from Arizona State to Georgia, and now he's in the transfer portal again. But he honestly is kind of a victim of the other side of things. It's if there's no rules and he's trying to play his cards every year, he might be a great kid that has a great future. But right now he's getting promised this by this school, this by this school, this by this school. And he's trying to take all of the money and take advantage, but he hasn't had a home for more than 90 days.
I know that one's a weird one. He's definitely that crazy. Because he's going to court.
He's going to court with Florida.
He's never even played. I mean, he's got what I'm looking at now. He's got 82
one season with passes. Arizona State.
He's thrown 80 passes in his career. He's been promised the world, and he's just never really delivered on it.
He's been a part of 5 programs.
Oof. That is a brutal. That's a brutal stretch for that poor guy. Most importantly, coming back to Dylan. So Dylan is hopefully coming back this year and next year and for the next 3 years, and we'll win 3 Heismans. Rule came out today and said he's 10 steps or 10 miles ahead, maybe 10 miles, 10 years ahead. I don't know. Whatever he said, he's 10 steps ahead of where he was last year. It's just music to my ears. I love just any of the we're just getting no juice right now, which is such a bummer. We don't get to see a spring game, which I know we're supposed to try to make light of how great the spring game is going to be this weekend. I wanted something.
I think we're getting something. It's not the form that we are conditioned to.
I just needed.
But I am glad that he's meeting us halfway. It's all 2nd string and 3rd string and 4th string, but
it's something. But I just needed I don't need much in the spring game. I need one Dylan clean break to Ja'Cory down the sideline. I know I can just watch film from last year, but give me one of those.
Here's what you're gonna get. Here's what you're gonna get. You're gonna get the Pro Bowl style skills, and Dylan's gonna uncork one 78 yards in the air.
I know, but I already know he can do that.
It's gonna be off of a plastic target that's on a golf cart.
I already know he can do that. I've seen him do all those things. I just need the
No, that's gonna be what keeps you going through.
No, the thing that I want is you just need 2 or 3 plays that prove that he's fixed all of his flaws.
Everything
from last year, So
sure.
it'd be one deep ball that he doesn't overthrow and it's perfect. You're he's fixed it. He fixed it. And then one
just going to be
a rollout left.
Somebody carrying a sign on a gator or something.
A rollout left and he hits his target. And so that it can just be one series and then you're oh, he fixed everything. He didn't throw any interceptions in the spring game. He fixed everything. He was cool and calm in the pocket. So now I'm just hanging on Rule's words of saying he's 10 steps ahead. Perfect. Great. That's fine. I'll deal with that. That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're getting some action. So we're getting some football. We just found out, and we're trying to figure out, and we're not lawyers, so we have no idea what we're talking about. But it sounds like we don't actually have to cut our roster down, which is exciting. So as of an hour ago, Mitch Sherman, who's a lot smarter than us, but a friend of the pod and who's come on the biz, is saying that judges are ruling that they potentially will not have to cut the roster down from 130 down to 105 this year, which means they'll be grandfathered in and some of the players will be able to stick around, which is great because most of this weekend was scheduled around, let's just make sure all these guys who are probably going to get cut get the opportunity to play Memorial Stadium the last time. Might not be the case, which is good. It's good for the walk-on program.
Yeah, that's been the number one story going forward is like the death of the walk-on program, which Nebraska is just, we can reminisce about that for hours and hours. Is that when you're at 105 and you have 85 scholarships, then the rest of the 20 are basically going to end up being kind of funded by NIL and whatever else. Like you can still have players and you can fill that out very easily. Now that 105 number did not include injured players. So there was a theory that we were going to basically, anybody that's like remotely hurt and was going to be off the team anyway, you'd carry 115, let's say. But now, as of today, I cannot keep track of all this stuff, but now there has been apparently they're giving them 14 days to come up with a new compromise, which may mean that we go back to 120 as the number. Our roster is right now, as far as I know, we're either at 130 or just under
130,
right around 130. Yeah. So so either way, we still need to cut some players, but we might not need to cut as many players. So that's good on our end. It's good for a lot of programs. It's good for, people that have been dependent on the team as like their way of life and all of this. But the biggest thing for us, I guess, is just I love a good rags to riches. This kid scratched and clawed and stayed here for 5 years at one program, not playing, riding the bench. And those are the stories that you just that keeps you coming back to college football. And that's this one rule, it could potentially dismantle that story entirely. Or they renege on this a little bit and then they have to figure it out and we get more of the same. So it gives you a little bit of hope. But the biggest thing for this weekend is Matt Rule has come out and said it. He's like, this might be the last time that a lot of these players get to play with Nebraska, and it might be the last time that they get to. Maybe not.
Maybe not.
Go lawyers, go judges, whatever's happening there.
Just muddy the water until next year, and then we'll deal with it later.
And so I'm, you can hold on to hope and everything there, but think about the walk-ons that we have had. I mean, the fullback alone, Janovic, both Macavecas. The O-line, we had Joel Wilkes, Cody Volk, Spencer Long, he's still playing in the pros. Scott Shanley on defense, Stuart Bradley, Jared Thomas, he's a 2-time All-American. Baron Miles, we had Luke Reimer the last few years.
I forgot Reimer was a walk-on. He was
John Bullock. I mean, he was a stud last year, and he's he stuck it out for several years. Alex Henry.
I guess you probably figure though they can still have walk-on tryouts, I guess, and then they just earn their way onto the 105. But it's better to have better. I prefer more players as long as they can handle them.
Yeah, I mean, it's just that it takes several years for a lot of these guys to become what they become. I mean, somebody like John Bullock, he didn't really play until this year. He was a senior. It's not like he got cut as a freshman. We never find out about John Bullock, and he was one of the leaders of the defense.
True. Well, all for naught. Hopefully they stay and we keep the boys here. Players who are not going to be here. Hardly Gilmore. Yeah,
there's another headline. He's going right back to Kentucky.
Thanks for your 90 days on campus.
How about this for a scenario? Hardly Gilmore. So he leaves Kentucky. All the Kentucky the fans are just like, "God, come on! This guy was great. We were looking forward to seeing him in blue. Whatever." Comes to Nebraska, commits some sort of crime, we think, or just unspeakable act. Gets kicked off the team. No longer a part of the team. Really disappointing. Then he goes right back to Kentucky. They're like, welcome back.
I mean, it's the same as the Madden Iamaleava story of like he spits in their face last year, and they're like, "Yeah, come on back." And like this guy's like, "You got arrested? You're fine."
Saying right now, like you just went through another school.
You don't want to play here.
Got arrested or something terrible happened. Got kicked off the team, and now you're back. Do we just pick up where we left off, or
you very, very clearly 3 months ago, very clearly said you don't want to play here. Very clearly said you want to go somewhere else. Went somewhere else, then got arrested, did something bad. Now you're just gone. Come on back. Sorry about the whole last 90 days. Your head wasn't. Yeah, I mean that's going to be one like in 5 years. If you say that name, it's going to be like he's going to fit into like you have to be following the program so closely to like remember that name. Like that name already, people are just gonna be like, it's just flushed. Just like He never even made it into a spring game. He never even played anywhere.
Jack McAllister, our punter for 2 months in the spring.
I feel bad about that one though.
Yeah, I know. That was crazy.
Well, that's because we're going to rugby punting, right?
Yeah, so McAllister was taken just as our standard traditional punter, and then they hired Mike Eckler, and Eckler came out basically being like, so Eckler came after McAllister had committed, and Eckler was like, all right, well, your style of punting ain't going to work here. So.
Yeah, thanks.
I don't even know. What do you do? Just go to Australia, take a little trip, bring somebody home with you?
Hopefully got a plan. I don't know.
You got to find a rugby punter in the next 3 months here.
Yeah, everybody's being so like laissez-faire about like it's like, oh yeah, he's just punter's gone. It's great we have a special teams coach. Like, does he? Like, we're just gonna punt rugby spot. Like, okay, is Dylan gonna punt? Like, what are we? Okay. Yeah. So he's out. But the portal's been quiet for us leaving wise, which has been nice.
Yeah, I mean, who would you say we missed the most leaving the portal?
Well, I mean, God, I was looking at the other day. I'm going to pull it up right now. All those guys that left after the season was like a giant gut punch. But now I've already flushed them all. So you have to like even remind me. Prince will probably.
I think it's Prince will, and then you've got Gabayer in there.
Who's already at his third.
He's at no disrespect to James Williams, but I will no longer miss him.
James Williams. Can someone take the guy's microphone?
No disrespect, James, but you can stay at Florida State now.
What's he doing? Like, dude, what are you doing?
He said no disrespect.
But why? I mean,
no matter what
he doing?
You say no disrespect, the thing that comes out of your mouth next is about to be really disrespectful.
Guaranteed disrespectful. Not to mention, he's saying nonsense. He's like, no disrespect to Ty Robinson, who's 6'6",
a potential like second round pick coming up this week.
Who's 6'6", 330 pounds, and should be a first round pick, and he's massive. No disrespect to Ty Robinson, but the Florida State guy is 6'6", 320. Like they're the same things. Like I said no disrespect. Like, dude, what are you even saying? Like,
James Williams said, quote, "In my first couple of weeks here, experiencing the talent we have at DB and linebacker that, no offense to Nebraska, may not have had there. The depth that we have, Tony White is going to have a lot of fun being able to play around with that and disguise coverages, sub and defense packages, as opposed to Nebraska, which he was doing, but we don't always have the one-for-one need at every position." Williams said he noticed a, quote, an upgrade in overall talent and versatility in Tallahassee. I'd say
they were 2-10 last year.
I'd say it's pretty accurate, Williams said. That's no disrespect to my boys from Nebraska. Again, no disrespect. It's just that everybody here is better. I just think some of the guys we have down here are built different. Again, literally no disrespect. So he said it probably 3 times. And every time he said it, it got more disrespectful. Each statement.
The biggest thing with him, and like, again, God, it's such a freaking bummer because you're like, there's another guy that
could have been great here.
Well, not even here. It had nothing to do with here. Just don't even talk about us. And whatever happens at Florida State happens, whatever. And as long as you don't disrespect Nebraska fans, you can come back here and you can come to midfield. We'll celebrate you at halftime. We'll celebrate you at spring game. Like, you can be a welcome alum. That dude can't step foot anywhere near Nebraska now. It's like an enemy of the state. What
He
are you
didn't
doing?
disrespect us. He told us he was not disrespecting us. I don't know where you're picking up, but
I mean, get him out of here. Yeah, that one is get him out of there.
well, it honestly is ridiculous when like, because I know what he was, I think, trying to say. And of course, Florida State has a ton of talent down there.
Yes.
They're not a better team. Not right now. You can't come off 2
2-10.
wins. You had 5 less wins.
And our defense was good last year. Like, what do you?
And we were got a solid defense. He was a part of. So yeah, you just don't do that. You don't diss a former employer. Period.
Yeah. Anyway, well, okay. Back to the original question. On the transfer side, I mean, all these guys, I've like already blacked out half these players that left, but now I'm looking at the list, and I guess we did lose a lot of pretty good players. But I'm not, But again, sadness on my ability to watch the Nebraska game. But like, the spring game, I would like to see Elijah Pritchett. I would like to see, some of these guys suit up. Like, I'd like to see what Dane Key's got. I would like to see, all these different weapons that we have. I think that's like Dylan aside, like we know what Dylan can do. But I'd love to see, like, what is this receiver core of Dane Key, Ja'Cory Barney, Hunter, Mills, like. So I don't know. Maybe they'll run some super fast routes and they'll run like a 40-yard dash or something, and I'll get excited about it. But
so I was gonna say, so the losses that we have, I mean, I think Prince Will is probably the number one that we lose there. Like, I just think that he had kind of like NFL type potential. He never, quite played up to it. But it's not to say that people always forget that these college players are on a trajectory, and his trajectory, I think, was probably still upward. I don't think that he had plateaued. He's still got 2 years to change things around. So that's I think that is a tough loss. But the top guy coming in that my favorite top guy coming in is replacing Prince Williams Nwaneri is. Like, so unheralded, and that's also a guy that I would have loved to have seen in the spring game, except for he would absolutely rip Dylan's head off. But he is a 5-star player, not this last cycle, but 1 year before. He was the number 6 overall player in the cycle. That gives us 2 top 10 players from their respective recruiting classes on the same team, one on either side of the ball. He was the number 1 rated edge rusher in his class. He went to Missouri, things didn't go well. That none of that takes away the fact that, like, NFL scouts, all the college scouts, every single recruiting agency have rated this 6'6", 260 plus pound end that is a freak athlete. All of them say sky is the limit for this guy. And if he plays to his potential, he's a first round draft pick. Like the NFL kills for rush ends like him that can just go eat lines alive, get to the quarterback on their own. Like that is a coveted role. I mean, you're seeing it with like Abdul Carter right now. He's going to be a top 3 pick in the upcoming draft.
He's got Randy Gregory look to him. He's kind of got that size.
Huge.
You hope he develops. Big boy.
260. Yeah, I mean, so that would be the number 1 guy that I'd be excited about.
Speaking of,
just one more. Demetrius Bell and Jaden Doss. Hello, like those are second stringers that you actually might get to see on Saturday. Like, those are guys that are falling, kind of behind those transfer guys. But Demetrius Bell was supposed to be a starter last year before he had that injury in the spring.
Yeah,
like, these are guys that if they come back healthy. And I don't know if he's going to be playing or anything on Saturday. That sounds like they're going to be pretty careful with the injured players. Jaden Doss, he was a 4-star receiver. He went to D-back. Now he's back on the receiver side. Holgerson seems to like him. Like, these are guys that you actually might get a little action out of them. You might get a little bit of okay, this guy can play against the second string. So that'd be something that I'm watching out for.
I got distracted when you're saying first round pick. And you see Cam Jurgens?
Yes. Loved it.
$70 million. Whoo!
Send some of that. Send some of that back to Lincoln, would you?
I mean,
maybe trim a couple milli off to the NIL budget over here.
Like seeing our players get paid. For those that missed it, Cam Jurgens signed a 4-year, $68 million contract extension, which makes him the number 2 highest paid center in the NFL. Unbelievable. Also unbelievable in the sense that he couldn't snap at Nebraska. So, remember when he's like literally could not snap the ball?
So many balls over Martinez.
I mean, like 4 a game, it's like, we all would watch him and be like, this guy's very clearly just dominating everybody in front of him. But he also snaps the ball 80 yards above Adrian Martinez or low or high or like left or right. Like if he could, we said at the time, like if he could snap the ball, this guy's a first round pick. And sure enough, we were right. And sure enough, he's going to make $100 million in the NFL. Unbelievable. It's like, of course, Nebraska has the greatest center of all time, and he can't snap well at Nebraska. Like it's such a Nebraska like this future 100 millionaire can't snap in Nebraska, figures it out, becomes NFL superstar. Like, dang it.
Yeah, you're a late bloomer.
Yeah, just late bloomer. Figured out how to snap in the NFL.
Yeah, it was probably the number one thing that Scott Frost did at Nebraska was identify that Cam Jurgens could play on the line and not as a tight end. Like that was
freak athlete. Figured it out.
That's a legacy move.
Classic.
The final thing on the walk-on program, though, I guess before we move on there is, have you been following the Jacob Bauer story?
Yeah, I saw you tweet about it. But go ahead.
Just like, again, I'm bringing this conversation full circle, but like that story is, just like the old Husker fans everywhere. This just makes them so reminiscent. But essentially, he's out of California, and the story which was up the other day is he came through Lincoln and went to like a Nebraska game or even just like choir tour when he was 10 years old, and he was a fantastic athlete, great football player, but he was actually thinking about playing rugby out of high school. But he was given the opportunity to potentially walk on at Nebraska, but could have been a scholarship rugby athlete elsewhere. He said he was thinking about going to West Point. And thank goodness he came on that choir tour because he remembered he liked Nebraska and decided to walk on here. It's just like the quintessential walk-on story. He scratched and clawed. There was a point in time when he was accidentally left off of the fall roster last year because he had gotten like banged up, but there was a different player that he got apparently mixed up with. And this is what it's like for a walk-on. Like they mix your name up with other players. They sort out the mix-up apparently, gets back on the roster, keeps playing, keeps doing well. And now Rule is shouting him out in press conferences. And it sounds like he may even be scratching into the 2 deep this year, which is incredible. And so to the point where they offered him a scholarship. He is now on scholarship. This once choir boy turned rugby player, turned walk-on, Rule said the words in certain packages, he may even be a starter. And that's the type of stuff that like you love to see it. That's college football in a nutshell right there. And I really don't want the stories to go away. But
it's awesome.
Might see him this weekend.
He's you make it all the way to Rule's pressers is when you've made it in a big way.
He's getting like special shout outs. The Huskers social media account even had like a little video feature of like just him making like highlight plays in practice and stuff. So it's a pretty cool moment for him. I mean, even just during the scholarship, like we'll see what happens, but could be a little John Bullock 2.0, a little Luke Reimer 3.0, whatever. But it's certainly not the first or last time that we will have somebody that kind of just scratches their way up there.
Love it. 2 quick ones, and then we really got to get to this final segment because I've been like following these bidding live, and I really want to talk about the T-shirt cannon. Couple quick ones. Shedeur Sanders got his jersey retired. Are you excited about this, or
he hasn't even graduated?
Do you think he earned
He's
it?
still on campus. He's still at the school.
Do you think? I mean, some people are saying Deion might have had something to do with it. Do you think he did? I don't think so. You think it has nothing to do with the fact that Deion demanded that his son get his jersey retired? Do you?
I think it's literally the reason. It's like, I bet you they said Travis Hunter maybe.
Travis Hunter won the Heisman Trophy.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fine.
Like
That's
and
fine.
He said, "Okay, but who threw him the ball?"
What about my son?
And shit, let's throw Shiloh in there.
Have you thought about my son?
What about Shiloh? He had some tackles.
My son. How about my son? That's one. The second funny one when
he went 13-12.
13-12. Yeah,
They won 0 trophies. He had
0. When you really get into it, like Cordell Stewart, Rashawn Salam, those guys don't have their jerseys retired. They won a national championship in Colorado. So it's
that's messed up. That's messed up.
I mean, you're talking about like generational Heisman Trophy winning quarterbacks do not have their jerseys retired, but Deion's son, shows up and is like, retire my son's jersey. Like he played here 2 seasons.
Transcendent quarterbacks that like changed the trajectory of college football, won national titles in the 90s. Yeah. God, what are you doing? And Shedeur comes in and his best season was an 8-win year.
8-win season, and
blown the hell out by BYU in their bowl game.
Still on campus. It's amazing. Jersey retired. Gone. Other funny story, Cal had all 7 of their running backs transferred on the same day. That was fun. In April, losing your entire squad.
They have 1 running back remaining, or I don't know where they're at now, but I mean I'm sure they are just scratching and clawing through the portal right now. But they had 1 left last week. They had 4 different, or 5, I think it was 5 transfer.
Okay,
unbelievable.
Two good stories. But now, go ahead.
Final bit on Cal, because this does play into Nebraska football. Jamar Brown, Omaha Creighton Prep.
Yes,
Nebraska is apparently in the running, but not all that interested.
Great.
He is rumored to potentially be going to Miami, Cal, and Nebraska's naturally in there because he's from here.
Cal makes sense.
Definitely an interesting story to be following, just because he was the FCS freshman of the year, basically.
Yeah, not good timing when we're trying to cut 25 players, but we might not have to cut 25 players.
But maybe not, right? So welcome. He would be an immediate second stringer, though, right there. It could be a good, nice boost to watch out for.
Okay, and I've been dying to talk about this final segment.
Okay.
So, for those not following, this weekend there's an auction, silent auction. Auction off a ton of interesting stuff. If you've got season tickets, there's a link in there, and some folks are posting online. Lots of cool auction stuff in here. Autographed basketballs, autographed footballs, but then there's some experiences in here that I've got my finger hovering over. Oh my God, some of them they're going higher so fast. They're getting so high. When it first started, these were like $400 or $500, and they've gotten into thousands very fast. We've got dinners with Coach Rule, dinners with Coach Eckler, dinner with Hoiberg, Amy Williams, Holgerson, which would be unbelievable. So let's break this down. Let's phrase this. Okay. Yeah. If I were to offer you, if you could bid on one of these dinners with Rule,
yeah,
Eckler,
yep,
Hoiberg, Amy Williams, Holgerson, which of those are you bidding? And
wild card, Holgerson, and that's an easy G note for me.
Holgerson for a grant, so it's going for $1,200. It's an expensive dinner, but imagine how fun that dinner would be.
I'm going Holgerson because this guy is just like
electric.
He is just made for quotes. He's such a wild card. He just comes out with he's kind of a loose cannon up at the podium.
Imagine him at dinner. Get him a couple whiskeys and just be like, "Give me what's going on."
Get him a couple
whiskeys, a couple Red Bull vodkas, and just see what comes out of his mouth.
You're just completely loose cannon.
Okay. I don't know if I want to go up to top, back to front. Okay. We'll start top to bottom.
Okay.
Most interesting one on here for me.
Yeah.
tunnel walk.
Oh,
So it's actually I didn't read it, and I thought it was you get to lead the team in the tunnel walk. It's actually open the tunnel walk doors on game day. Not quite as interesting.
Okay.
Like I thought it would be like
Okay.
Husk guys leads the team on the field, like as if we've got the championship belt on our shoulder,
Yeah.
and it's before the
Terrence
Colorado
Crawford.
game.
Absolutely.
I mean that's like an empty
borrowing Terrence Crawford's belt for that.
That's like an empty to 401k type thing for me. That's like kids aren't going to. That's like
the market sucks right now. Anyways, take it all out. I'm just going on.
Kids aren't going to college. Kids aren't going to college. Dad's got to walk out with Bud Crawford's championship belt on it. It's currently going for $3,000. That's just to open the tunnel walk, but it'd still be pretty sick to be on the field. Not quite.
I mean, okay. How about this? What would you? So you open the gates, right? Are you running out on the field?
Yeah. Are they going to stop you?
I think I'm taking a couple strides out.
I think they're not going to stop you. You know.
I think I'm getting in there.
Just blend in there.
I'm getting in the action. I'm running through the band. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll open the door and then just start running and
tackled by security.
Just start. No, it's fine. It's fine. I spent $60,000 on this. It's fine.
Nice.
Let me go.
You have no idea how much money I gave you to do this.
No idea. Why are you tackling me? Please. All right. I saw that one and it was like $600 earlier and it's $3,000 now, but I was like $600. I would absolutely do that for $600. And then now it's at $3,000 and it's still got 2 days to go.
Bid. Buy.
Shooting the t-shirt cannon.
Yes. Interested.
This one's funny because it's at $985 right now. It is on my bucket list.
Sure.
In addition to the Masters. So, my bucket list has attending the Masters and also shooting the Nebraska t-shirt cannon on it.
Yeah, it's a relatively new cannon. This is the Gatling gun, right?
It's the bazooka gun. Yeah, it's just a machine gun of t-shirts.
I think you definitely get on there. You hopefully with a buddy that wants to drive, and I think you go pummel the away team bench a little bit.
Yeah,
and just
smart.
Just pepper the receivers a little. And
I mean, the other funny thing I was thinking about this is like, if you're spending $984 to win an auction to do it, it almost would be better if you just like applied to do it like as a job, right? Like the person shooting that cannon is probably making like $8 an hour, and then here we are spending $984 for the opportunity to do an $8 an hour job. That I was like, what if I just applied for the job online?
Well, normally Herbie does it. So were you wearing Herbie for this?
That's a good question. Well, he has helpers. It's like Herbie's helpers. I don't know if you're Herbie's helpers. Okay.
Oh my God.
That's another one.
A lot of codes if I was Herbie.
And then there's the lead the team in the legacy walk, which I think is like, that one's okay to me because it's pretty obvious you're not like a 6'2", 225-pound football player.
Yeah,
walking through and it's like,
my gray hairs are not on the team.
Yeah, they'd be like, who's the weirdo right there? Is that like the water boy?
How about this one? Pickleball with Rule.
Oh, that's pickleball on there.
And Brendan Stye. What's that one going for right now?
Let me see that. I saw that one on here.
That's a 5K, I think, right there.
That'd be wild.
Kidding me? Rule and pickleball? He would be such an animal. We talked about this the other day, but like one of the things in that book, The Price, that they talk about over and over is Saban and Kirby Smart and everybody from that lineage are psycho competitors. And what I love hearing about Matt Rule is that when he's on the ping pong table and when he's in practice and when he's out there, whatever game they're playing, he is a psycho competitor. I mean, like he doesn't even let recruits win in ping pong. Like he's putting them to shame. So that's the kind of stuff that I love. I would love to see this guy dish it out on.
Okay, and now here's my list of other things that aren't listed here, but that I would bid a lot of money for. You ready for them?
Oh yeah, please. Yeah, let's do that.
So t-shirt cannon is obviously up there on my bucket list. So is the Derviner Slinger.
Derviner Slinger's huge.
That's one I would love to bid on. My
That's
number
the
one, and
lifelong.
this one's like you need to be a big time booster like Phil Knight, but to wear the headset for the game, I mean, up in the booth, you got the headset on, and you just hear the plays as they're coming in. I mean, just electric.
Is yours active? Like, do you get to
No,
weigh
well,
in?
so that's my
You get to
like.
throw in some
Right.
advice to Dylan.
So then I started getting like super active on it.
Dylan,
Like,
go it early.
I just want to know that I want to hear the headset. I want to hear the coaches yelling at the players. I just want to hear it all. I just want to listen to it. Right. That'd be like, that's elite level access. It then like the next level up is, you have the headset on with microphone access and you get to call a play. Right. And so that's like, so, think about it, it's like you have the headset on, maybe that costs $10,000, but then to call one play is like $20,000. And
like your one opportunity. Your one opportunity. Hand it off.
No, but then another level up, right? So like $10,000 to wear the headset, $20,000 to call one play, $50,000 ability to call a play in a crucial moment. So that's like game on the line, and they go up to the box, and they're like, Dave, what do you got? So that'd be that's another. Do we lose you? Last one. Lift weights for the team for the day. That's another one. Win a full suite of the Huskers game day outfits, full sweat, shoes, hats, and players. And then sit in the press box with Holgerson and just sit next to him and just listen to him call plays. Those are my list.
How about sorry, my Wi-Fi just went out for a sec there, but
That's all right.
How about take like the final handoff of a game? It's just like we're up by 21. There's 3 seconds.
To run on the field.
There's 3 seconds. 3 seconds left. And like it's not like Jack Hoffman, like they're playing. And like, they're you're getting the handoff and you're I mean, would you pay to do that?
I want to die. I'm trying to get hit. I'm trying to just have access. Like I'm just trying to I just want to be in the locker room and like lift weights with the players. Like I'm just, I'm not trying to be a weirdo. I just want to, see if I can bench.
I just want to take my shirt off next to these guys.
Yeah, I just want to see if I could bench as much as I just want to see if I could bench as much as some of the players.
I did really like the hog roast and pool party at Troy Dannon's. Did you see that one?
I did see that one. Yeah, that's it. I mean, that's access. You're paying a lot of money for access.
I don't know who is roasting the hog, but that's an incredible situation.
Good list. A lot of good options.
I would take the handoff. I'd see if they let me toss a pass. Just 3 seconds left. What's the price on that?
Maybe I guess if you're doing that way, you might as well play in the spring game and be like alternate quarterback for the spring game or something.
And here comes Jim from accounting. He's gonna run a deep post.
Is that a Make-A-Wish kid?
6'4", second 40.
What's the Make-A-Wish kid doing out there? Oh no, that's just one of our donors.
It's not. He's 57 years old.
It's one of our donors.
He's always dreamed of playing for Nebraska.
Yeah, it's one of our donors, and it's a Make-A-Wish kid. Can we hit him? Yeah, you can hit him. Go ahead. And in fact, we'd encourage you to hit him.
Oh yeah. Oh, you can hit him.
It's so good. All right, folks. Always good to talk Husker football. 2 days, get the spring game. Hopefully we get some juices going coming out of the game. We get a lot more stuff we'll cover. Thanks as always for listening. Check out HuskerStore.com, pipeline-jerky.com.